Yes, hello, we're back. Sorry for missing last week. I was doing a community showcase, which is a local event put on by our local council to showcase small businesses in the area. So we got invited to that. So that's why I couldn't do anything last week with you guys. But we're back and let's get started. Let's get moving. Let me take my glasses off because they always become a liability. And I'm going to do a Happy Days Dao Yin mix. So let's get going. Seated, standing. You know the rules. I'm not going to labor them too much. Let's come into position. Happy days. So here we go. Crossing the hands. Lifting up. I know my hands are going to disappear out of view. Doesn't matter. Down. Maybe a breath in with the lift of the hands after a long day, and let that breath go. And really think about your balance. We're not stepping, I know, but really see if you can think about balance through your body and your prosthetics down into the ground via your legs and feet, even if they are prosthetics, or through your seat if you are sat down. Excuse me. I'm going to go one more time. Okay, so we'll do a variation to our wise out where both hands gesture in the same direction. So let's do that. Both hands gesturing in the same direction in which you look. And then the opposite side. So we're just building some rotation. Again, just be mindful of your balance. Have a little check-in with, is it shifting from toes to heel perhaps? Can we create a bit more stability just by being a little bit more aware of that little weight shift? Okay, make that the last one. Okay, plucking stars from the sky. So yes, this is a bit of a mix, but let's have a go. If you remember, we start with hands behind our back. But I'm looking down, releasing my right hand and following the back of the hand up as it climbs to the sky. And then bringing it back down from where it came. Placing some stars in that pocket. And now it's the left hand that climbs toward the sky. And then back down again. Here we go again. So we're going to do this. There's a little progression. And we'll do each little subsection 2 times. 2 times on each side. I should maybe be a bit more specific. So here's the left hand coming down. Okay, so first little progression. We climb the hand up just like before, but this time we go full circle. So turn the hips and shoulders to the left so that we've got space to bring the right hand down on the left. At hip level, we sweep it around like so. And then we're on the left hand. Same idea. Turning to the right, hips and shoulders as much as you can do within a comfortable range. Sweep the left hand around. Back to the right hand, same thing, full circle. And now left hand. So we're trying to create a bit of a flow as we go. Okay, third progression. Back to the right hand. Up it climbs, but this time it reaches the top. And then we're pressing upwards, and then we're turning to the left to look over our shoulder and down at the ground, and we get quite a stretch through the right side. And then we release that stretch, and then release the right hand and arm to lower. And then we're going to do the same on the left. So this is our final progression. And it adds a bit of oomph to the movement. So left hand comes up, push up to the ceiling, turn to the right this time, look down and behind. Again, you get a stretch through the left side. Unwind. Watch that left hand come down. And now back to that right hand, right arm climbing for the last time on this side. Pushing upwards, turning to the left, looking up and down. And then releasing, relaxing as we come down. Here we go for the last time on the left side. Climbing up overhead, pushing up strongly, looking back and down to the right. And then finally, okay, just have a little shake, have a little move, might have a drink to hand. Okay, flying fox. Flying fox, that's a new one, or if it's not new to some people, it's been a long time. So this is a hip hinge. You might want to watch. It's pretty simple, but we're going to hinge forward, whether we're seated or standing. We start by picking the hands up to the sides. And then they come over the top, and it's as if they encounter some resistance at sort of chest height. And then they open back outwards. But we keep them at shoulder sort of level, palms up. And then I'm going to take a bow. I'm hinging. My hip, knees are gently unlocked. And I take a hinge. And as I do so, I turn the palms over to face the sky. And maybe you can see why it's called flying fox. I'm looking at the ground at this point. And I slowly, slowly come back upright. Flying fox. You can tell me what you think. Shall we have another go? So we're lifting up. Coming over the top, and imagine that you encounter. I like to think there's a big medicine ball and we get onto the top and there's a bit of pressure, and then we let the hands, arms unfold. So now it's about hinging at the hips, turning the palms so that they face the sky, and then we take a bow, so to speak, looking at the ground. And we kind of create a flying fox shape-ish, I think. A kind of V shape. Here we go again. Over the top. A little bit of pressure. Then unfold. And then taking a bow. It's okay to let some weight come into your heels, as long as you're okay to keep stable and balanced. Hinging. We don't have to go very deep. Just a bit of a hinge and then an unwind. Okay. One more time for flying fox. I won't do it too many times because I need to let I need to get some feedback from you to let me know how that was. So here we go. Tipping over, palms pushing up slightly to the sky, and then unwinding. Fab. Okay. So change. Let me sit down for those people who do join us seated sometimes. For 6 rabbits, our pushing, as if we're pushing something quite heavy. It's a movement that involves pushing the palms forward quite strongly and then drawing them back, but keeping our elbows stuck out. So we start with the palms in front and we can push out and forwards. And then the fingers and the hands extend, and then we make little fists and we drop those hands. And then we pull them back towards us, but we keep the elbows out. And if we can touch our chest with our knuckles, so much the better. And then we relax, unwind, and we're ready for the next push, which you may like to visualize as needing a little bit more pressure. And once again, we're pulling back, keeping the elbows out, dropping the knuckles in, and then rolling over. Once again, push for the 3rd time, maybe a bit stronger. Heavy door, maybe. Bring the hands in, knuckles towards the chest, don't force things up. And then once again, relax, let the shoulders come down. Here we go for our 4th push. Push, push, push. Things are getting heavier as we do. A little bit of a lean in, perhaps. Pull back. The pull begins to get stronger as well. And now we're on our 5th or penultimate push. Getting quite strong now. Pulling back. Some resistance now to work against. Okay, final 6th movement. Heaviest push yet. Lean in. Push, push, push. Brace through the shoulders as if you've really got to work. And then the final pull back, which again requires us to work quite hard to draw everything back before we get an opportunity to relax. Just like so. Okay, so that's a bit of work. Another new movement, gliding dragons. Okay, so I'm going to stand back up. Again, it can be done sat down, but I'm going to demonstrate it stood up. We've got some options with this movement. If it's possible to have a bit of a pace forward with the right leg and we're balanced equally between left and right, but we've kind of taken a bit of a pace forward, that's good. If you prefer to just stay in a kind of nice square hip width stance, that's okay as well. But if you can get a bit of a step forward, that helps. And then we're going to lift hands and arms out to the sides, and we're going to rotate the waist. And we're keeping the hands in place, and we look to the left. And then I unwind, and I rotate at the waist, and I look to the right. And when I come back to where we started, relax the hands and arms. If you did take a pace forward, you can take a step back. And then it's about getting the left leg forward. It may only be an inch, or it may be a bit further. Again, it all depends on you and your circumstances. I'm going to take a little bit of a pace. Balance yourself between both feet. Lift the hands and arms. And then this time we turn to the right. And I'm not looking to turn as far as I possibly can. I'm looking to move in a very kind of comfortable range. It's called gliding dragon. So I want you to kind of imbue it with that easy kind of gliding feeling. Okay, so it should feel a bit like flying. Okay, let's try that with the right leg again. So a bit of a pace forward. Lifting the hands and arms. Because it's the right leg, we turn to the left first. And we want to see if we can maintain position with the hands and arms so that they don't move. It's just about the waist, bit of hip maybe. And then the same to the right. And it should almost feel as though you are gliding a little bit as we come back. Let's have a go with the left leg. A little bit or a bit more. You decide. Turning to the right this time. And then to the left. So it won't be surprising if you find that there's different ranges of motion. Let's go to each side or with each leg lead one more time. So this is my right leg taking a bit of a lead. Gliding with a turn to the left. And coming back to then go to the right. Back we come. Last one. Okay, left leg leading a bit. We turn to the right. Back we come. And turn to the left until we come back. Wonderful. Gliding dragons. Okay. So I hope that was quite enjoyable. We're going to get back to some pushing. This time 4 directions. Forwards, to the sides, up, and then down. Again, seated or standing. If we can, bit of a wider stance, just to feel as though you can brace. Okay. Picking the hands up in front of the shoulders, and then pushing. Again, keep it light at this point. Don't have in mind too much resistance, but push. And then let everything relax and lower. Bring my hands up. And then to the sides. Push out to either side. Let my hands relax. Bring them down. Lift up. Turn my hands over and push upwards to the sky. And then let the hands fall all the way down. And now they disappear. Sorry about that on the frame. And then finally we pick them up. And then push down towards the ground. That was round 1. Second round. We only do 2 rounds, but this second round, build in some gentle resistance that you really have to push a little bit in each of those directions. So if you remember, forwards is our first direction in front of the shoulders, and then push. Then we get to relax, so take your time in that phase. Then we're picking up to the side. So again, have this sense of pushing a bit stronger as we do. And then relax. Up we come. Pushing overhead this time, strongly. Bracing as we do. And then relax. Let the hands come down. Lift them up. And this time we're pressing down. Down we come. Pushing towards the ground. Excellent. Okay. Let's do pull the cow's tail. Back to some rotation. Might involve a bit of a step, or you can, again, just keep a nice hip width stance. But if you can get the right leg forward again, like we did previously with the gliding dragon, and then right hand in front of the shoulder. Left hand is going to pull our cow's tail. The palm is facing backwards. And I'm pushing and pulling in a diagonal direction, looking to the left hand as I do so. And when I relax and unwind, bring back that right leg. And then let's see if we can do the same with a bit of a pace with the left leg. Left hand to push, right hand is going to do the pull. Push and pull on a diagonal, pushing up with that left palm. And then unwind. And return. Okay, let's go again. Right arm, right leg. Pushing, pulling, looking to the left, down towards that left hand. And then unwinding. Here we go with the left leg, left arm. Push and pull. Unwind. Okay, little breather, because we're going to do opposite hand to leg this time. So if I get the right leg forwards, it's my left hand this time that will push diagonally upwards, and my right hand does the pulling. Just go steady, maintain some balance, because it puts quite a twist into the torso as we do so. And then slowly unwind as you come out. And then it's the left leg lead, but it's going to be the right hand that does the pushing, left hand that does the pulling. So we're turning to the left, looking to the left hand. Again, we get quite a bit of rotation. I always kind of think of it a little bit like you're squeezing and twisting a dishcloth. We're almost wringing ourselves out a bit. Here we go again. Right leg, left hand pushing, right hand pulling, looking to the right. As we do so, unwinding. And finally, left leg, right hand pushing, left hand pulling. And unwinding. Fab. Good job. Okay, time is beginning to get the better of us. So I'm going to finish with our familiar little two-sequence form. Gather celestial energy, gather Earth's energy. And I'm going to do it seated. Again, you can stay standing, but just brings me closer to the camera and the computer so that I can reach them. So if you're standing with me, standing, not with me, standing, then hands hanging loosely. Or if you sat, you can, if you've got arm rests that facilitate it, let the hands hang loosely, or just start with hands on tops of the thighs. Excuse excuse me. And we're just bringing the hands up. And then we're lifting up and looking upwards towards the sky. Night sky with stars above. Could be a breath in. And then just bring some stars down to earth. And then we gather our stars. And when we let them go, take the hands out to the sides. We take our blanket of the earth, and we wrap it around, crossing over. Get all kind of cozy before then letting it go. And then we're going to pick the hands up once more. Gather celestial energy. Down we come. Sweep and gather. Gather Earth's energy. Once again, wrapping. Before we let go, just like so. And then to close, because we've finally got some blue skies where I am in Yorkshire, finally, after a grey day. So let's bring our right hand over our heart. Let me just move my microphone. Left hand, lower abdomen, just below the navel. So there's certainly some green appearing on the trees. So let's maybe imagine that we're in a bit of a woodland or a forest, and there's some sunshine and it's warm. That would be nice, wouldn't it? So let's picture ourselves in a nice, warm, comfortable green space, all that fresh spring green colour. You can rest your eyes and just picture that scene. Listen to the sights and sounds and the smells and sensations of that space that you have in mind. Or as the Chinese would say, in heart, which kind of conjures up maybe a more felt experience. And we just breathe in that scene for a breath or two. And then when you're ready, you can just let the hands go. It's your cue to say we've left that imagery, that scene, and we're kind of back to where we are in reality, so to speak. Or is it? Who knows? That's a profound little ancient Chinese question. What is reality? You can ponder that. There you go. Thanks for joining me. I hope that has been an enjoyable kind of mix. Quite a few older movements there from the Daoyin repertoire, Flying Fox and things like that. Let me stop the recording. People who are watching again, don't forget you can get in touch. Any questions? And I'll be back next week. You need to get off, you can give me a wave.